Is it better to do cardio or weight training to lose fat? I know that's a question that a lot of you ask all the time. Your different trainers, all kinds of different people have opinions and what they think is best. But stay tuned. I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be doing to lose the most amount of weight in the most efficient way. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? It's Ryan here from No Limits Fitness Coaching, and today we're going to talk about cardio versus weight training in the sense of trying to lose fat. And what's the best, most efficient way to exercise to use your time wisely and lose fat the quickest? Now, there's a lot of different arguments on both sides. We see a lot of people talk about running, biking, doing a lot of cardio to try to up the heart rate for weight loss, for fat loss. But then on the other side, we see a lot of weight training and people just on board with resistance and doing weights. So what is best for all of us? We really need to discuss both options, cardio and weight training, and figure out what is the most efficient, best way for us to go about losing fat and not waste our time doing these exercises. So the first thing we're going to talk about is cardio. All right, so with cardio, it's obviously very important for us to do this. The name itself describes what it's good for. Cardiovascular exercise, right? So we're building our heart, making it healthy. There's a lot of benefits for cardio exercise. For number one, it elevates the heart rate. So it teaches the heart, it gets it stronger, it makes it so it can pump the blood that we need to through our body. It's an important aspect that we need to make sure we're doing for just general health, but also our fitness as well. One of the things that people use cardio for very often is burning extra calories through the day. Now, this is great because you can get on a treadmill or on a bike and know exactly, for the most part, how many calories you're burning in that 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour, whatever it is period of time that you're doing the exercise. You pretty much know how many calories you're burning extra for the day. So you can then add that to the basal metabolic rate, the number that you already have, and you know that you can be at that deficit for the overall day. So it's great in burning extra calories through the day. It also gives us that guarantee of where we know we're at, so we can maintain that fat loss deficit for our calories. The thing with cardio is it is time dependent, right? So if you're exercising for 15 minutes, you're not going to burn as many calories as you will at 30 minutes. It's just how it is. The longer you do it, and to an extent, the more intensity. So running is going to be higher burning than walking. Biking is usually going to be a little bit higher. You have these different intensities, but it's very time dependent. How intense you go for how long you go is going to give you your calorie burn over that course of the exercise. So for that, it really is a good option to be able to add those extra calorie burning activities into your day. Some of the issues with cardio for using it as an efficient fat burning mechanism or exercising tool is because it is time dependent. You really have to up that time if you're going to do a steady state cardio, something like just on a treadmill or running. You have to really just, if you want to burn more calories, you need to up the time level that you do it. Now you can up the intensity, that's for sure, but you can only maintain certain intensities for so long. So that gives us a little bit of a balance. We can't necessarily just do 3-4 hours of cardio. That's not really plausible for any of us. we can't be able to squeeze any of that into our day if that's the type of calories we need to burn on a regular basis to be able to maintain that fat loss that we're trying to achieve. So let's talk about then weight training and the benefits and the different aspects of weight training for fat loss. Now, for weight training, there is some heart rate elevation, not nearly the amount usually that we're going to get with cardio, at least not for the time that we will get it for, the time duration that we will get it for cardio. With weight training, we will get that muscular response. We will get that muscular growth that weight training is always associated with. Now, for fat loss, many people don't understand the correlation between muscle growth and fat loss, but I can guarantee you it's incredible the amount of time it can save you by just adding a little bit of muscle to your frame, to your body. So that's kind of one of the key instruments, especially for a beginner when they're starting out. If you're just looking to start losing some fat, if you add a little bit of muscle, it will help in the overall to burn the fat. Because what happens is fat is inactive in your body. It doesn't do anything for us. It's not really helping us or burning itself. Whereas muscle is active all the time. So the more muscle mass we have on us, the more calories we're burning, even just while we're sleeping, 24 hours a day. It's helping to burn calories and to be active and burn fat as well. So adding that muscle or using weight training to add a little bit of muscle growth. Now, I'm not talking about a ton of muscle if that's not the look that you want, but adding some muscle is going to be good for that overall fat loss. The reason that the weights are so great, not just for that muscle growth, but it is going to increase metabolism, both in the sense that it will, again, add muscle, which will increase metabolism, but for up to about 48 hours after you've done your weight training, your your metabolism will continue to burn calories at an elevated rate. So that means that, cardio is great. You're going to get maybe 500 calories burned in a certain amount of time. But then as soon as you step off the treadmill or the bike or whatever it is you're doing, your calories really stop burning. Now, you're going to have an after effect for a little bit. Don't get me wrong. There is a little bit of that, especially if you go pretty intense. But weight training, when you stimulate the hormones, when you stimulate the muscle growth, the things that happen with weight training, with resistance training, it continues in your system to activate different mechanisms. There's a lot of things going on in your body that will continue to burn calories for around 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours easily of extra calorie burning. Extra calorie burning or fat oxidation is going to really then take off the body weight, the body fat that we can see. It's going to take it right off of us. That's what's going to help in the long run of having that sustained fat loss over a period of time. Now, with weight training, it is very intensity dependent. So you might weight train for a couple hours, but still not burn the amount of calories that you would in a cardio session because you're just not doing it hard enough. But on the flip side, you can actually burn way more calories in a weight training session than you would in the same amount of time of cardio if you're doing it correctly. So you definitely have to be motivated. You have to know what you're doing, what exercises to put in, and how intense to push yourself to actually go to failure on some of those sets and be able to push yourself hard. So that can be a drawback of weight training if you just don't know how hard to go, or if you don't have that ability to push yourself hard enough. So we've talked about cardio then, and we've talked about weight training. what's the best thing for you to do to be able to have the most efficient exercising, the best program in place for you to lose fat over a long-term period? Well, ultimately, if you only have a short period of time, which I'm guessing most of you are probably in that boat. I think all of us have a very limited amount of time that we can get our exercise, our workouts in, and still want the results that we're looking for. So the most efficient way then would be to have the right weight training or resistance training program in place so that you can both be elevating your heart rate, stimulating some muscle growth, having that metabolism raise for a longer period of time to then burn the most amount of calories in the shortest amount of time or least amount of effort on your part. One of the things that a lot of people go to is that, bodybuilders get in great shape, but they always add cardio. When we think of cutting or getting ripped, getting in shape, we think of adding cardio into our workouts or into our routine. One of the things we have to remember is that people like bodybuilders or ones that do these cut cycles and add cardio in, they're already doing the most weight training that they can possibly do to get the muscle that they need. They're already doing that. So then to add the extra calorie burning in, they have to add something like steady state cardio, something like a treadmill or a bike. So if you're not exercising though, if you're not doing the weight training already, that's going to be the most efficient way for you to get in shape, lose fat in a sustained period of time, and be able to really maximize your energy, maximize your, output, and be able to not have to be in the gym or on the treadmill for hours at a time just to get in the shape that you want to be. So I hope this video helped. I hope you understand or gave you a little bit of insight is to cardio versus weights. And that way you can make an informed decision in what you're going to add to your program to get in the best shape of your life. Now, if you liked this video, if you found value in it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit the like button. Also, I release videos like this weekly, so if go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification, that way you can hear when we release a brand new video. Also, comment below what kind of things you're struggling with in either your fat loss or your muscle gain. The program that you, or the questions you'd like to see in these videos.